Okay, so this is regarding what's known as the Ninth Circuit cult. Yes, this is the international courts, justice courts, has been looking into allegations against Kidman, not Nicole Kidman, but that's Nicole Kidman, but her father, Anthony Kidman. She hasn't made a statement about this. Her father died in 2022 of a heart attack. I'll explain. So, allegations against Anthony Kidman, which is Nicole's father, in relation to their investigation of the global elite Ninth Circuit satanic child sacrifice cult. Over 60 eyewitnesses, such as Barnett, have testified of Ninth Circle child sacrifice and pedophile activities that have spanned the globe, including criminal activities against the children in the Americas, Netherlands, and UK Commonwealth countries such as Australia. The Ninth Circle was also said to have well-organized and secretive human hunting parties that included pedophilia. Privately owned forest groves were believed used in the US, Canada, France, and Holland. It appeared children and teens were obtained by the criminal drug syndicate Octopus, which was believed connected to the Vatican. The kidnapped children and teens were said to be stripped naked, raped, and hunted down and killed. So, what this religion is called, what they worship, is Baal and Moloch. This is not conspiracy. These are, you can go on YouTube. Not on the app, but on the internet, YouTube. Just look up Ninth Circle cult, and you'll come across a woman. I mean, she's not a child anymore, but she's talking to a counselor. She has a family member with her, like a social worker, and she's explaining this in detail. But as I said, they're looking into what did I say? 60 other allegations. So let me tell you a little bit about Anthony Kidman, Nicole Kidman's dad. Dr. Anthony Kidman died Friday after fleeing Australia when accused of sexual abuse and murder of children in an elite Sydney pedophile ring. A month prior, Fiona Barnett, she's one of the victims, had filed a complaint with the Australian Police and Child House Royal Commission alleging Kidman's sexual and physical assaults on her throughout childhood. When the commission opened an investigation, the clinical psychologist suddenly left his 43 years with the Sydney University of Technology and Royal North Shore Hospital to stay in Singapore, where he died. The family has refused to comment, and Singapore police opened an investigation on what they termed as an unnatural death. So let me go a little bit further into this. Yesterday, Barnett released her own theory. This was Barnett's one of the victims. Her own theory about Kidman's death. The main perpetrator of my child sexual abuse, Anthony Kidman, is dead after I filed formal complaints accusing him of rape, torture, and murder of children in an exclusive Sydney pedophile ring. As a child victim of mind control, I feel he's been sacrificed for failing to adequately program me. Kidman was responsible for ensuring that I never disclosed the pedophile ring activities that I witnessed as a child. He failed. News of Kidman's death impacted me, someone who has undergone intense treatment. So she's been in therapy for quite a long time, which the YouTube video is the therapist is asking her questions. She's talking about it. I know that there are other victims of Kidman's crimes out there who are perhaps not as far along in treatment as I am. I anticipate that news of Kidman's death may have a serious impact on these victims. A perpetrator's death can trigger suicidal ideation. And this, like, why isn't this being passed down through the mental health organizations, right? It's not. I'm telling you, it's all corrupt. It doesn't mean all the people that work in it are corrupt, though. They don't know. Okay, my complaints last month, but see, this goes to my point of my videos I do. That's why our professional organizations, the mental health professional organization, this should be the number one thing. What are they doing? Oh no, we got to worry about masks, right, or whatever. They haven't even addressed the fact that we should be having some sort of plan on how to help people, because the lockdowns that the science did has caused a bunch of suicidal ideation. But no, nobody wants to look at that. We'll just put them on a med. Yeah, okay. Anyway, continuing on. My complaints last month to the Australian Child Abuse Royal Commission detailed 2 incidents in which Kidman subjected me to horrific physical and sexual assault. But there are even more serious crimes against children that I witnessed Kidman commit as a member of the elite Sydney pedophile ring. Those complaints have gone to the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. Barnett spoke out the day of Kidman's death, White Balloon Day 2014, an event aimed at raising awareness for Australian children affected by sexual abuse. She stated, my contribution to White Balloon and to urge my fellow victims of crime to fight. This is hard to read. It's really small. I'm sorry. To fight the filth that this monster deposited in their minds, and if they can muster the strength, join me in my effort to give voice to victims who no longer are with us. And then I said the International Court is looking into these allegations. So a little bit more about Anthony Kidman, because guess what? He was also here, and he died, let's see, he died in 2022. In the late 1960s, Kidman moved to Washington, D.C. to work at the National Institute of Mental Health at St. Elizabeth Psychiatric Hospital. He returned to Australia in the early 70s to take up a position as a lecturer in biochemistry. He moved to the University of Technology, Sydney in 72 and worked there until his death. Yes, so in 77, Kidman established the Foundation of Life Sciences, a nonprofit organization focused on youth mental illness. Okay, so like this is someone that was abusing, torturing, and they're involved in the mental. So that's where, to me, it's like, yeah, that's why our mental health system is going in the wrong direction. Because the very people that were heading it up, just like all of our organizations, they shouldn't be in those positions, because they're not trying to make things better. They're just trying to be able to continue their sick cult activities. His foundation was named the Anthony Kidman Foundation after his death. After his wife was diagnosed with breast cancer in the 1980s, Kidman trained in cognitive behavioral therapy and became a clinical psychologist. In 1985, he established the Health Psychology Unit at the University of Technology, from where he conducted research into the biological and psychological aspects of cancer. He wrote over 150 journal articles. Yep. So when you're sick and twisted or in cults, and they're the ones writing your medical journals, most especially for mental health, well, that's why our mental health system is not being productive or successful.